Autolite and its 98,000 dealers present Suspense.
Tonight, a special program for this holiday season. The unusual dramatization of Twas the Night Before Christmas. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, as a special presentation, we bring you a story about a certain little girl on a certain Christmas Eve. And now, transcribed, Twas the Night Before Christmas, hoping to keep you, once again, in suspense.
Suspense.
Wake up, Kathy. It's the day before Christmas. There's so much to do.
Oh, Miss Buff, it's light out already. You said you were going to wake me really early today so we could go to the airport and meet them.
Come on, up you get. Let's get you dressed.
Buffy, they're going to be waiting for me, and you didn't wake me. I know what. They're home already.
Kathy!
Mommy! Daddy! Where are you? Daddy? Mommy? Buffy, they're not in their bedroom. Where are they?
Kathy!
I know. I bet they're in the kitchen already having their coffee. Mom? Miss Buff, they're not home.
I know, honey.
The clock in the kitchen said 8:30.
Kathy, here, put this on, dear. You told me you wanted to wear this dress today. That's why I ironed it for you.
Miss Buff?
Yes, dear?
Why aren't they here?
Oh, they'll be here.
But when I talked to Mommy on the telephone yesterday, she said she would be here at 6 this morning. And I promised her I'd meet her at the airport, her and Daddy.
I know.
And Daddy said he had a surprise he was bringing for me all the way from Paris. It's 8:30, Buffy. Let's go out to the airport now.
Oh, but there's so many things to do first. You've got to get your breakfast, and we have to finish decorating the tree, and there's just so many things I want you to help me with.
Oh, everything can wait, Buffy. Hurry. I promised to meet them.
No, dear.
Why not, Buff?
Well, I think we'll wait for them here. Kathy?
Yes?
Do you remember what you promised your Mommy and Daddy? Did you do everything I asked while they were away?
Yes.
Then let's wait for them here,
All right, Buffy. It's noon, Buff.
I know.
Don't you think they might have called and told us they'd be late?
Oh, I'll go and make our lunch. You must be very hungry, dear.
No, I'm not.
But you didn't eat your breakfast, Kathy.
Miss Buff, I'm not hungry.
Oh, look, it's snowing, honey. We'll have a nice warm lunch and then we'll go out for a nice long walk,
They should have called.
Well, I'll tell you what, Kathy. We'll take our walk first. We'll go see the shops. We'll visit. We'll go see Johnny and your aunt and uncle. Maybe if it snows hard enough, we can build a snowman. Would you like that?
Yes, that would be fun.
Well, then go get your coat and hat and galoshes, dear.
All right. And when we come back, Mommy and Daddy will be home.
Well, go get your things now.
Oh, I'll get it. I'll get it, Buffy. Mommy? Oh, who is this? Daddy? Is, from the newspaper? I see. It's a man, Buff. He says he wants to talk to an older person here.
Hello? Yes, this is the Harper residence. I'm the housekeeper. I will... Just a minute, please. Kathy.
Who is it?
Someone wants to talk to me, honey. Will you go get your things?
No. Who are you talking to, Buffy?
Never mind, dear. Now go get your things.
No, I won't.
Hello? I see. Yes, I saw the papers. Yes, that was the child, the daughter, the only child. No, she doesn't know. No! No, I wish you wouldn't. Please don't. Here, no!
Who was he?
Oh, just a man, honey.
He was from the newspapers. Why? What did he want?
Oh, nothing.
He asked about me, didn't he? Why?
Honestly, honey, it was nothing.
It was about Mommy and Daddy.
Oh, it wasn't anything important, dear. Don't worry.
Buff?
Yes, dear?
I don't know.
Oh, look at the snow coming down, Kathy. Get your things, dear. Now go on. Don't they sing beautifully, Kathy?
Very lovely.
Oh, the street. All the decorations and the singers.
It's very lovely, Miss Buff.
Oh, look. Here, honey. Give this to the man.
Well, thank you. Bless you, Missy. Merry Christmas.
Let's go home now.
In a little while. Don't you remember we're going visiting, too?
Mommy and Daddy are probably home right now, waiting for me, and wondering where I am.
And we'll build a snowman together, like I said? Come on, honey. Oh, I remember when I was a little girl how excited I'd get. All the wonderful things to see. The sights and the smells and the sounds. I'd love to see the pretty shop windows in the snow. To be a little girl again at Christmas time. To be young at Christmas time and happy and...
What's the matter, Buffy?
Oh, Kathy.
Buffy?
Let me hold you. Oh, Kathy, darling.
Buffy, you're crying.
Oh, I'm just silly, I guess. Oh, look. There's Santa Claus watching us. Let's say hello to him.
You were crying.
Hello, Santa.
Merry Christmas. And Merry Christmas, little girl.
Merry Christmas,
Why, you're a pretty little girl. What's your name?
Kathy.
Ah, that's a nice name for a nice little girl like you.
Thank you.
And I can tell you've been a good little girl. I saw the way your mommy was holding you.
Oh, she's Miss Buff. My mommy's away. Daddy, too. We're taking a walk to make them come home.
Oh, and where are they?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Kathy! Kathy, come in, darling. And Miss Buff, how are you? Come in, come in. Mother, guess who's here?
Why, it's Kathy and Miss Buff.
Hello, Aunt Margaret.
Hello, Miss Cleveland.
Take your things off. We've got a big fire in the living room, and wait till you see our Christmas tree, Kathy.
I'm sure it's very beautiful.
I'll bet Kathy came to see her cousin Johnny, didn't she?
Yes, I did. Uncle Ted, I would like to see him very much.
Do you know what that son of mine did, Miss Buff?
No.
He found the trains.
Oh, he did?
Yes, after I took so much trouble to hide them out in the garage, he found them. Well, so, of course, I had to set them up for him. Well, it is the day before Christmas, after all. He's in his room now, Kathy.
I would like to play with the trains.
Well, of course you would. Johnny!
I can't come out, Daddy. I'm busy.
Kathy's here.
Hey, come on up and play with my trains, Kathy. You ought to see. I got them all hitched up now.
Go on, Kathy.
All right.
I've been on the phone since 7 this morning, Miss Buff, and there just isn't any word at all about the plane.
Look!
A man from the newspaper called the house. I told him to stay away.
Does the child know?
I think she does.
What did you tell her?
Nothing. How do you tell a child that, Mrs. Cleveland?
Look at it go!
What I can't understand is why no word at all. The plane took off from Paris and there was radio contact over Ireland from what I could find out. But since then, nothing.
You'd better tell her, Ted.
Tell me what?
Well, there was a storm, Miss Buff, over the ocean.
Oh,
A pretty bad storm. They said that...
no.
Miss Buff,
Yes, darling.
I just figured out something. It's about Mommy and Daddy.
Oh, Kathy.
They're not coming home. They're not ever coming home.
You're listening to 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, tonight's production in radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense. And now we return to our soundstage in our production of 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, a tale well calculated to keep you in suspense.
Oh, it's going to be good to get inside the house, Kathy. Oh, look at you. You look almost like the snowman you and Johnny built. Here, let me brush you off before we go inside.
There's a man there.
What'd you say, darling?
Right there, standing by the door. A man.
Hello?
Oh, good evening, miss. Hello, little girl. Is this your house?
Yes, I live here.
Who are you? What do you want?
Well, then you'd be the Harper's little girl, wouldn't you?
Yes.
I ask you who you are.
Oh, now don't worry about that, ma'am. I just want to take a picture of the little girl. You want your picture taken, little girl?
Buffy?
You're the reporter I talked to this morning, aren't you?
And we'll want one of you too, ma'am.
Here, get in the house, Kathy, right now. Don't stand there, dear. Get in the house. I'll be in a moment. It's Christmas Eve, Mr. Reporter. Did you know that?
Oh, now look, ma'am, I've got a job.
It's Christmas Eve. Where is your heart?
Now look, you gotta understand. I talked to you on the phone, and that was almost 10 hours ago, before noon. It's nighttime already. There still isn't any word on that plane. I represent a newspaper, ma'am, and, well, we've got to assume, well, you know, I don't want to say it any more than you do.
Just go away.
Now really,
Were you?
I've got a job.
Were you ever lonely on Christmas Eve? Alone in a house that's empty? And outside there were people singing. There was warmth and love and joy. But outside,
I'm just trying to do my job.
Christmas Eve, the snow is falling. Christmas Eve, and a child is grieving.
I'm sorry. Good night, ma'am.
I'm in the living room, Buffy.
I just had a wonderful thought.
Yes?
Let's have a secret.
What, Buffy?
Let's not wait until tomorrow.
What do you mean?
We'll go to our tree and open some of our presents now. Maybe just one. Choose the one with the most beautiful wrapping. You can open it and play with it now while I fix you something for supper.
I'm not hungry. Buff, honestly, I'm not.
Well, just some milk and cookies, honey. You haven't eaten since...
Oh, all right.
All right, then. Let's choose. Go ahead. Pick one.
All right. That one.
Let me see. It's from Mr. and Mrs. Anderson next door. Open it.
You open it, Buffy.
Very well. Oh, look!
It's very nice.
A carousel. I'll wind it for you. We'll put it down right there. Now you can watch it, dear. When it runs down, you can wind it up again. I think I'm going to go in the kitchen. Kathy, here's your... Kathy? Kathy, honey, where are you? Kathy, your milk and cookies are on the table. Kathy? Are you in your room, Kathy? Kathy! Kathy, honey! Kathy! Where are you, Kathy? Where are you?
Why, Miss Buff.
Mr. Anderson, is Kathy here?
Well, I know. Is anything wrong?
Well, would you mind asking Mrs. Anderson if Kathy's here? Well, maybe she came through the back way.
Well, Mrs. Anderson and I have been sitting in the living room for the last hour. Well, what's the matter, Miss Buff?
Kathy, she ran out of the house.
Oh, the poor child. I can only imagine how she feels.
Well, I thought she might have come over here, you know, next door. She just ran out of the house, and I don't know where she went.
Poor
Oh,
child
help
like
me.
that, and this happened to her today. Oh, wait, I'll get my coat, Miss Buff, and I'll come with you.
Paul, come here.
Want a sleigh ride, Miss Buff?
Paul, listen.
Oh, hi, Mr. Anderson. You want a ride? I'm going all the way down the hill for 3 blocks. I got it roped off.
Paul, have you seen Kathy?
Sure.
Where is she?
I don't know.
Well, where is she, Paul? Where did she go?
How am I supposed to know where she went?
But you saw her, didn't you?
Sure, she was running down the block, and I yelled for her to come over, but she just kept going.
Oh, which way, Paul?
Down there, I guess. Maybe toward the stores.
Thank you, Paul.
Sure. And Merry Christmas, Mr. Anderson. Merry Christmas, Miss Buff. Hey, watch, everybody.
Oh.
Well, she hasn't been in my store, Miss Buff, and I'm the only one on the block who's open. Last-minute Christmas rush, you know.
Thank you, Mr. Ruxt.
Say, now, that kid and what happened to that plane today, I'd sure let the police know she was missing.
I think he's right, Miss Buff.
Call them, please. Call them.
Oh, you can use this phone, Mr. Anderson.
Thank you.
Oh.
Hello, operator. Give me the police. Hello, police. I want to report a little girl who's missing. Kathy Harper. Well, she's got blonde hair, blue eyes. Oh, wait a second. I'll find out. Now, you just go on in the house, Miss Buff. I'm sure they'll find her.
It's 10 o'clock. They've been looking for 3 hours.
Oh, they have ways. They'll find her.
But we waited in that station house. All the police who phoned in. None of them. No.
Now, you just go on in the house now. I'll send Mrs. Anderson over.
No, really. I'd rather you wouldn't.
Well...
Good night, Mr. Anderson, and thank you. Yes?
I'm Patrolman Reed, ma'am.
You found Kathy?
Yes, ma'am.
Where is she?
You'd better come with me, ma'am.
Oh.
There she is, ma'am. In the second pew.
Oh, Kathy, child.
Christmas Eve. Church should have been the first place we should have looked for that kid.
Kathy, let's go home now, darling.
All right.
There we are. All tucked in.
It's almost Christmas, isn't it?
Yes, darling.
You gonna read to me?
Well, of course I will. You just lie there.
Buffy?
Yes, darling.
Nothing. Just read to me.
'Twas the night before Christmas. Went all through the house. Not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums, they danced in their heads. Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap, we had just settled down for a long winter's nap. And out on the lawn, there arose such a clatter, I had to spring from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw open the sash. On the moon, on the breast of the new-fallen snow, gave a luster of midday to objects below. And what to my wondering eye should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. The little old driver was so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted, and he called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all.
Buffy!
Oh, dear Lord.
Mommy! Daddy!
Merry Christmas, Kathy.
Kathy, baby. Hey, it's Christmas. We don't cry on Christmas.
I thought...
Oh,
Baby.
How about a big hug for Dad?
Oh, Daddy.
That's my girl.
Where's Miss Buff?
Well, I was in bed. She was reading to me.
Well, bed's the place for you. Come on, Kathy. I'll carry you.
Buff, it's Mommy. It's Daddy.
I know, darling, I know.
Hello, Buffy. Merry Christmas.
Hello,
Merry Christmas, Buff.
You know, we had to make an emergency landing in Finland. Small field, communications shot, that storm.
Hey, let's not talk about that anymore, okay?
Well, Buffy was reading me a wonderful thing about the night before Christmas.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let me put you in bed here. There you go, Kathy. Why don't you read it to us, Buffy?
Huh?
Yeah, read it to all of us.
Well, I lost my place.
Read it, Buffy.
As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, they mount to the sky. Up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with a sleigh full of toys and St. Nicholas too. And then with a twinkle I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. I drew in my head and was turning around, and down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur, from his head to his feet, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back looked as if he was a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke, it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word and went straight to his work, filling the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying a finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. As he sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down on a thistle. But I heard him exclaim as he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night."
Ladies and gentlemen, you have just heard a dramatization of 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, tonight's production of Suspense. Suspense is transcribed and directed by Elliott Lewis. 'Twas the Night Before Christmas was written for Suspense by Morton Fain and David Friedkin. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child. Holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly peace. Silent night, holy night, shepherds quake at the sight. Glory streams from heaven above. Heavenly hosts sing hallelujah. Christ the Savior is born. Christ the Let's all sing that first verse together.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace.
Ladies and gentlemen, we hope that you have enjoyed this Christmas present we've brought to you tonight. As we've said before and we'll say again, it pales in comparison to the present you give us every time you walk in that door. Your support of KCAL is appreciated by us more than you know. We hope you have the merriest of Christmases and the best New Year ever. And we got one more thing to say to you.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Ladies and gentlemen, the KCAL cast, Cooper Bartlett, Roger Garrison, Billy Holland, Galisa Watts, Steve Watts, Connie McDonald, David Damron, and the producers and directors of KCAL, Denise Cline, Norman Cline, and I'm Doug Fain. Merry Christmas!